FM, also streaming from that SuperTalk Mississippi app and your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. You can watch us too if you would like. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. Maryjo Wilson is joining us now. She's with the Mississippi Farm to School Network, and they're gearing up to bring some fresh produce to our students across Mississippi this upcoming school year and more. So welcome, Maryjo.
Hello. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for having me on.
It's good to have you on. We've had Mississippi Farm to School Network on here before, but I feel like it's always good to remind parents and caregivers who have students that are headed back to school for some of us in a couple of weeks. So I don't want to talk about that, Maryjo. That's very sad. About the efforts that are going on in our state to get our kids some more fresh foods. And you guys are doing a good job of that. But when someone asks you, what is the Mississippi Farm to School Network, Maryjo, how do you just describe what you do on a daily basis?
Well, we are a nonprofit organization with a small team of 4, and at the heart of our work is a deep commitment of strengthening Mississippi's local agriculture economy and reconnecting communities with the power of locally grown food. So our team believes that food is more than just nourishment. It's a tool for education, empowerment, and economic resilience. So across the state, we work with schools to help students grow their own school gardens, and we've seen it time and time again. When a child helps grow something, they're more curious, they're more engaged, and more likely to try it. It's a simple concept with a lasting impact. But our mission even goes beyond school gardens. We're invested in local leadership and uplifting voices within the community, because to us the most meaningful change happens when it's led by those who are rooted in place. So our goal is to build a movement grounded in community empowerment, equity, and shared commitment to a healthier future for all of Mississippians, especially Mississippi's youth.
So, Maryjo, right now, how many, you don't have to go like maybe a specific number. I know they're all come in big shapes and sizes, but successful or notable school gardens do we have? And maybe with it being the summer and the school out, they take a break, but kind of like in the past or in general, or in terms of districts or areas where they're maybe rocking it in the school garden area.
Certainly. Well, we actually just recently got an in-kind donation of 369 raised garden beds. So out of those 369, so far we've already donated 200 raised garden beds to 70 schools and early child care centers across the state. These schools and centers serve over 65,000 students across Mississippi, and we've also included $150 gift cards to these schools and centers for garden supplies, along with dozens of garden kits with resources to help bring these garden lessons to life. We still have 169 raised garden beds to donate, and we have dozens of schools waiting to dig in. So right now we're actually doing a fundraiser to help us deliver this next round of school gardens and get more school gardens to schools across the state.
So what goes into that, Maryjo? If those listening to Good Things wanted to know if there's school, maybe one that could get that, or early learning center. I forget that you guys also love the little ones, which I think it's great. The sooner you can get to them, the better when it comes to getting them interested about where their food comes from. How do they do that? How's the fundraiser sort of work? Like what's needed to get one of those donated beds to a school?
Certainly. Well, we're just doing an online fundraiser on our social media, on Instagram and Facebook, where you can donate to our website, and it goes straight to us, and we're putting those straight towards those $150 gift cards and the deliveries to help fill those garden beds. So we have all the garden beds. We're just waiting to fill them up and get them ready for this next school year.
That's going to be super exciting. Y'all also bring the youth into this. It's not just, the teachers sort of putting it out there. Y'all really work with the kids, too, to create leaders out of them. Tell us about your youth leadership program or cohort. Is that still going on? Are those kids renewed every year? How does that program work with Mississippi Farm to School?
Yes, certainly. So we'll be renewing it this year in August. We did our last cohort. It ended last May. But throughout the school year, the students get to engage virtually in monthly meet and learn sessions where these students can explore nutrition, gardening, food systems, and agriculture education. So we have the sign up on our website at www.mississippifarmtoschool.org, where parents can sign their students up. And we've also done this past year we did an Adopt a Cow program where we got to keep track of the cow's growth and kind of what goes into a dairy farm and keeping care of those cows. And students really like that, so we're excited to bring that back as well.
That would be fun. You get to have like your own little dairy cow for your class pet. Obviously not in the classroom. That would be a whole nother thing. But just adding to the element of, learning in different dimensions. I think that's great. You'll also encourage not just gardens at school, but also gardens within the home. I know the summer season's kind of wrapping up. I'm sure there's still a few things you could plant and grow right now. But when does that kind of gear up for you guys to get students excited about bringing their new information about gardening home and getting parents involved?
Well, a big event that we have is our annual Mississippi Farm to School Week Challenge. So the first week of every October, we celebrate Mississippi Farm to School Week during National Farm to School Month. So October is National Farm to School Month. But during that first week celebration, the Mississippi Farm to School Network challenges school districts and early child care centers across Mississippi just to give farm to school a try that week, whether it's buying a local food from a Mississippi farm to serve on cafeteria trays, to serve as a snack or a taste test, or to even do an activity in the school garden. Or you can do the Supreme Challenge where you do both of those. And last year we had 13,126 students across Mississippi participating in this challenge, and we hope to have more this year. So if you follow along with our socials, we'll announce once we have the registration started and teachers can sign their classrooms up, and it's a fun activity for the students to get excited and bring those skills back home to their families and talk about, I tried this new vegetable, like why don't we eat this at home? And then they start cooking it more and the family gets involved, and it's a lot of fun.
Yes, and the cycle goes on. That'd be such a good thing for kids to come home and request. My kid came home and actually requested a certain vegetable that they learned about at school. I would be thrilled, as most parents would. You talk about teachers. I mean, this is the Mississippi Farm to School Network. It's usually a teacher or someone within the school takes it on as working it into their programming. Is this best suited for, is it math teachers, science teachers, English teachers, any teacher? Can you guys kind of implement gardening into any of the subjects?
Certainly, we can definitely integrate gardening into all the subjects, math, history, talking about the history of how these plants were used, in English, in writing, students writing about what they see, in math, as the plants grow, they can count each new leaf or be able to distinguish, how many weeds are there versus the plant, and just being able to distinguish the difference between that. But the three different components of Farm to School are school gardens, so they can engage through hands-on learning in the garden, local procurement, so local foods purchased, promoted, or served in the cafeteria as a meal, snack, or taste test, as well as activities related to agriculture, food, local food systems, health, or nutrition. So it's really a holistic perspective for education, and you can really plug it into a lot of things that you're already doing, which makes it more appealing to teachers because they already don't have a lot of time on their hands to do a whole garden. But we really encourage teachers to utilize what they have. They don't have to have 1 big acre school garden or even 6 raised garden beds. Just even one little plant or even just a few little plants, students really get excited about.
They really do. I was looking, too, on your website, Maryjo, Mississippi Farm, MississippiFarmSchool.org. Y'all have some great resources under the resource tab. I see the Mississippi Farm Fresh map that connects people with local farms across Mississippi. Do y'all keep that pretty updated? Because that is a unique resource I haven't seen before.
Yes, it's our newest resource, and we're working on updating it every day. We have people email us with forms that we'll instantly put on there, as well as we're trying to find a better platform other than Google Maps to host our map and an easier platform for people to be able to use. But it is a great resource to be able to find what farmers markets are near you or what farms are near you, which ones do farm tours, which ones have, participated in Farm to School or interested in, or they have their phone number where you can call them up and see what they have and see if they're interested in selling to your school or your early child care center. So it's a really nice way to connect with farmers that you don't even know that are near you.
Well, I recommend folks going and giving your website a look-see if this is something they're interested in, Maryjo. But if they want to learn more about what you guys are doing or help get those last 100-plus raised beds to students, how can they do that?
So if you'd like to go to our social media, our Instagram or our Facebook, and you can share our posts about our fundraiser and our effort to get those 169 raised garden beds donated. You can share it with friends, family, your network, your coworkers. Anybody, any dollar helps to get these last ones donated. We're really excited to get them out.
All righty. I appreciate your time, Maryjo. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. All right. You guys stick with us. We got more for you.